So, were you part of the team that did this work?
Yes, I was part of the team.
So, what about your findings worried you?
Several things worried me. I think the biggest one was why today we would still for people who are ill being kept in prayer camps in very unhygienic conditions. Some of the conditions were very, very, very heartbreaking. You see people who are ill and they are lying on the bare floor in the sand with rainwater seeping under their mats, and they are lying there. But they are lying there because the pastor, the prophet, or the bishop says that is where they have to be. And they are lying in the open, suffering from mosquito bites, wind, the sun, and anything. The most heartbreaking for me was the prophetess we visited, who was also a TB, and she had about nearly 50 pregnant women on admission, and they were on admission. And I was thinking, if you are pregnant, what are you doing here? If you are having a baby and the baby is breech, what can this woman do for you? She can't do anything for you. If you start bleeding, what can this woman do for you? She can't do anything for you. If you get pregnancy-induced hypertension, she can't do anything for you. If you get gestational diabetes, she cannot help you. But they were there and they were under her care, but they believed that they were at the right place. They believed that they were where they could get help. So I think for me, that is a challenge where our faith has become a disadvantage to us. We believe that we are worshiping God. We believe that we are doing the right thing. Yet, it is going to our disadvantage. So like one of the pastors said here today, knowledge is very important. The Bible says that for lack of knowledge, my people perish. I think the state, civil society, the media, all of us need to come together to educate our people, to empower them to know that the fact that you believe in God doesn't mean that it should work to your disadvantage, and that we can pray, yes, when we are ill, but then we should also seek medical help.
Lastly, I want to find out what you think on this. So long as in this country churches can spring up, prayer camps can spring up. Of course, there are associations. There is the Christian Council, the Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, and all those. But so long as people can get up, establish something somewhere, and decide not to join any of these organizations, and they are free, and people are also free to go there, these things would continue to happen before we discover them. Don't you think it is time for us as a society to begin to regulate activities of quote and unquote these camps and those who establish them?
Regulate the activities of camps, I believe, is in the right direction. I think there are different bodies who would be able to do that, regulating the activities of the camps. That's good. But in terms of ensuring that every church or every pastor joins an association like the GPCC or the local council of churches and all that, we also have freedom of association. We have freedom of religion. So I don't know. That's quite dicey. I'm not sure how that will play out. I'm sure probably
it's worked in some countries.
So I think that the legal mind should be able to tell us exactly how this would work. But to regulate the activity of the camps, I think we need to do that as a matter of urgency, because there are human rights abuses there. There are human rights abuses, extreme abuses of the rights of vulnerable people. And I use the word vulnerable because you go there and you see it's mostly women and children. And these are very vulnerable people of society. So the Ministry of Gender and Social Protection, I think, should begin to look at how the activities of these prayer camps and the healing camps can be regulated.
Thank you very much.